Aloha, friends and family. Check out this beautiful angel's trumpet. She is a beauty, and she smells great. Let us have a quick chat today about moving into the new earth. And we that are moving into the new earth have already been experiencing what I'm going to call upgrades and shifts within our own selves, and things we may have not even recognized as being upgrades. Just perceiving things differently. Oh, and if there's any NPCs on my channel that need an excuse to bail out, there you go. Take off. See ya. And so anyway, those of us that are moving on to the new earth and into the new earth, we've already been experiencing upgrades. And sometimes we feel like we are getting kind of jostled about emotionally, mentally. And I think this is completely normal considering what we see when we look at the external. Now, what we might be forgetting is that everybody's creating their own realities, right? And if you got a bunch of people out there creating their realities based in fear and turmoil, then everything out there is going to look fearful and tumultuous. And so we may start forgetting by watching all that and seeing all that and hearing about all that constantly, barrage, right? We start forgetting, well, wait a minute, we're creating our realities, and we know that we're moving into the new earth. We know that we're moving into higher density. We know that our thoughts create our realities. And so we can't forget that whilst watching all the external insanity, because all those other people are creating their realities too, but they're not doing it from a heart-centered, love-based place. They have no concept of the fact that they're moving into higher density. They have no concept of what the new earth is. They think it's all conspiracy theory. And so they've locked themselves into that experience. And they're going to keep thinking that way, and they're going to keep manifesting that way, right? But we can't forget. That's not what we're doing. So although that appears to be out there in the external realm, in the external world, that's not going to be your experience. That's not going to be my experience, because we're experiencing our reality. And there's going to come a point here where things start to really divide, if you will, as we're transitioning into this higher new earth, 5D earth. And so a lot of really bizarre things are gonna start happening within your personal self and your personal experience, and also out there with them folks that are, again, just creating from fear and an old mindset and an old third density way of seeing and believing everything to be, right? So you're not going crazy. Yeah, it's totally normal to be feeling jostled about and up and down and sideways and back, with everybody's reality being a collective reality here as far as what manifests in the external. And again, if the majority of people are thinking and believing and creating a certain way, you're going to be at odds with that, because you're not in that. You're not doing that. But eventually, as this continues and the divide starts to happen, we're slowly going to start perceiving and realizing that we're in the group that's bigger, if you will. We're going to see less and less NPCs and less manifestations of third density and less of all the stuff that's kind of coming to a climax, right now, and perceivably for the into the future, however long it takes this shift to occur, which I don't perceive to be that much longer, really. So hang on, hold tight. And here's the thing, start practicing now, of holding your frequency, holding on to this knowing that we now have, that we are creating our realities. So if things do get pretty crazy, right, don't lose your knowing that you're creating your reality, regardless of what they're all doing, whatever it is, right? And so practice keeping yourself in that state of meditation. Practice keeping your heart rate steady. Practice breathing techniques. Practice visualization. Practice doing anything and everything that's going to allow you to make the smoothest transition into and onto the new earth. And the more practiced up we are, the more skillful we are at this, the more, let us just simply say, the more control of your own mind that you have, then the more control of your co-created experience that you're going to have. It's such a trip, man, because you can literally tell the difference just in your own thinking, your own feeling, and your own vibration, and everything else. In the times where you perhaps took in too much news and took in too much of the external manifestation at large, and sort of dropped the ball on your own co-creation, your own world. Perhaps, one too many NPCs told you that you're a conspiracy theorist, and that put that little bit of doubt in you. Happens to me all the time. Meaning the attacks. Giving way to it, not so much, because I've come to understand how that works. We can't concede the ground that we've worked for, man. None of them people that run their mouths and just judge and say what they want to say, that's always negative. They have no idea what you've gone through to get where you've gotten to already. They have no idea what it's like to experience upgrades that seemingly have adverse effects until you get it rooted and grounded and stabilized within your being. Right? So they're going to call you crazy, because from their perspective, it is crazy, because they're locked into third density. They think reality works like this, and it applies the same to everybody, and how dare anybody think that they could say that it's different than that. But that's what we do. That's what all the people that have came from higher densities have said, that it works. You create your reality. So it doesn't work the exact same for everybody. The way that it works the same, but the manifestation and what becomes in this external reality is not the same for everybody. Just how it comes about's the same. I don't know if I've given the NPCs a reason to bail on out and call it all bullshit. There you go. There you go, man. Beat it. Bail. Be gone. Because we're not getting tripped up by little things. A lot of people are going to freaking hardcore drugs and alcohol and everything else because they want to numb the hell out of the way this world feels right now. And I don't blame you. I don't judge you. But don't do it, because that's not going to help you. Meditation will help you way more. Getting in tune with your heart and getting your heart centered and getting to the 0 point will help you way more. Finding other people that are not saying the same old shit, it will help you way more. Find you a good conspiracy theory channel and wake up from that lie that everything that's out of what you think is normal is not a conspiracy. You've just been programmed to say that because you're afraid. See, it's always fear. It's always a fear reaction. There can't be any such thing as a new earth that people are transitioning on. Okay, then you'll never do it. You'll never do it. So what does that leave you? Where does that leave you? All you have to look forward to then is a hellish end. So you better talk yourself out of believing that nonsense. That's the conspiracy theory. Anything that is a terrible train crash to your life, that's the conspiracy theory. But see, most people believe that wholeheartedly. And they're proving it, again, with their external experience. What they are co-creating, what their life becomes or doesn't become. It's just projection. So just a quick video today. Look at the woods, listen to the woods. And just remember this, people. The closer we are to the shift, to the transition, to that great moment, the worse things will likely appear in the external, because again, the frequencies are changing, the magnetism's changing, the poles are changing, and this is going to drive NPCs kind of mad, right? Because again, they're not practicing, they don't understand it, they have no way of explaining how they feel other than they feel like they're going crazy. And so if you think that way, believe that way, feel that way, then again, if you're creating your reality, what are you going to create? And so boom, you're gone. And then you're back. But where are you back to? You're back to a third density reality where you hopefully will wake up and realize you better start practicing. You better start becoming familiar with how to transition out of that into this. Because you're only holding back your own progress, you're only holding back your own growth. Love, unity, and light. Until next time, my friends. Unless I see you on the new earth before then. Peace.